Chess friends, how's everyone doing? Have you ever played any brilliant move in your game? If the answer is no, then don't worry. Today I'll guide you on improving your chess skills and making exceptional moves, drawing inspiration from Hikaru Nakamura's game. In this analysis video, we'll explore how Hikaru sacrificed his queen and other pieces. Let's get started. Gelfand started the game with d4, we have knight f6 c4 Indian opening, g6, you want to play king's Indian defense, which is the strategically rich chess opening, knight c3 bishop g7 e4 and Naka played d6, a very important move. In this king's Indian setup, black is focusing to bowl up the center with e4 or c5 after knight d7, it can open the diagonal for the bishop and he can play f5 to open up the rook file. That's the main ideas. Let's talk about white's position. He have the big center, just develop your pieces naturally and be healthy. Knight f3 and after two moves Hikaru played e5, if you dare to advance the pawn, believing it grants a substantial center, but it's evidence of your foolishness. The c5 square will become a great outpost for black, so in this position if you dare to capture the e-pawn and think, the e-pawn is unguarded, then after queen exchanges black will sacrifice his knight on e4 as a tempo, takes and black position is much better than white. If life were predictable it would cease to be life, and be without flavor. Back to the position, we have castle knight c6 d5 knight e7, c6 can be played to strike white's structure or he can go with knight e2, f5 to open up the but Boris responded with knight d2, f4 is a threat, knight e8 and now, white shouldn't play f4 as black can simply capture it and play f5 himself to open up the position, so Boris tries to attack in queenside while Hikaru starts attacking kingside, c5 knight f6. Setting the knight behind the pawn and targeting to the structure, f3 makes some sense but Hikaru pushed his f-pawn, now he want to push his g-pawn as well, h5 knight g6. Then bring out the queen, knight c4 g5 a4, Boris declared war in queenside where Hikaru preparing war left side of the board, bishop here rook f2, getting out from the bishop attack and protects the 7 rank, the rook f7 is a significant move which has many strategic ideas to play. Okay, b5 takes h5. g4 is coming and white can play king h1 now but he decided to play a5, g4 b6, we will not capture the f3 pawn because we have no issue with f-file pieces, we will go for the h2 pawn, if you dare to close the position with h3 then I will sacrifice the bishop on h3, capture queen c8 to target it, king is looks good but after knight h4 check, king has to move back, queen takes h3 rook f2 g2. And how you will protect your position Back to the position, we have king h1, g takes h2 isn't the best because black can capture the pawn, so Hikaru played bishop f8, that move isn't necessarily required because he could capture the b6 pawn, the main idea is to play rook g7, d6. Critical position for Nakamura, black can't capture any of these pawns but Hikaru finds the best move at takes b6. Capturing the pawn isn't the best move as black can take the rook on a1, take and the black position transforms into a dominant stance. He travels the fastest who travels alone, so back to the position, we have bishop back to g1, protecting the pawn, black didn't capture the pawn, instead he go with knight h4 because Hikaru knows that white can't capture the pawn, if you take it then after takes bishop e3 black plays bishop h3. Targeting to the pawn so if you take the bishop then g2 will be a destructive move for white, so in this position, white plays rook g1 queen c8, and the game could continue like this. Black surpasses white's imagination, and their position is notably superior. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration, so back to the position, Boris played rook e1, in this position Hikaru played his first brilliant move, pause the video if you need. He played knight takes g2, sacrificing the knight away, if you capture it then after rook g7, getting the file, g takes h-pawn is coming, queen d7 is a threat to play queen h3, so if you move the h-pawn then queen d7 attacks to the pawn, knight takes e5 and it will be a checkmate on h3. Game will be over so back to the position, Boris played d takes c7, attacking to the queen, Hikaru says, wanna take my queen, I give it to you. He played knight takes rook, sacrificing the queen, 200 elo rated player will promote into a new queen and get checkmated with one pawn, but back to the position, Boris captured knight. The queen is under attack, but he goes with g7 check, in order to bring out the king and play rook g7 check. The king can't go in f1 because of bishop h3 check. King f2 queen d4, and it will be a simple checkmate on e3. If you want something done right, do it yourself. So in our actual game Boris moved back his king. The queen is still under attack, but Hikaru doesn't care for it. He played bishop h3, checkmating threat to black. Bishop f1 protects that square. Now can you make the next brilliant move for Hikaru? Pause the video if you need. He played queen d3, sacrificing his queen away, because if you capture the queen then bishop g7 will lead into a checkmate. So in this position if you capture the bishop then after queen takes f3 queen takes g7 leads checkmate 2. And chess friends, if you are enjoying my content then please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need your support. Back to the position. White played knight takes e5, bishop takes f1 by Hikaru, sacrificing the queen again. Because bishop g2 will become a checkmate, so queen takes f1, so queen takes c3. The knight is under attack, so if you dare to save the knight then after queen takes c7, black is completely winning here. He have extra piece. In this position, he played rook c1, and after some moves later, Boris decided to resign the game. Let's see how the game will be end. So wish you all the best. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon.